Bitcoin, we got to cover XRP here. As you can see, XRP is in a big downtrend, actually down 14% in the last 30 days, 17% in the last year. But it's really been a consistent downtrend for half of the year since July. So we're going to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. No, it's financial advice. Go ahead and become a member of the channel. Let's go over this. So looking at Bitcoin first, look at what Bitcoin has been doing in the last year. Let's go ahead and click this. That's the max. Let's go ahead and click here last year. So in the last year, Bitcoin is a little bit different than XRP, right? Because XRP since July has been pretty much dumping, and Bitcoin was going sideways, but it started to go back up and then it started to go down. But if you look at XRP has been pretty much dumping in the last year. So XRP and Bitcoin, they're going in the same direction, but they got different movements. You can see here they both bottomed out around April 8th, April 7th, along with everything else. And everything is pretty much the same, the direction. Yeah, pretty much the same direction. But when you look over here at the charts at XRP, you can see this area right here. This is a huge gap, guys. This is a huge gap. So if we break this support, like if we break this area, right, we go below $1.58. Like that's bad, because that's going to be an almost immediate drop down to $1.09 and eventually to 87 cents. So I'm not going to do a short-term price prediction on XRP, because whatever happens to Bitcoin in the short term is going to happen to XRP. And I made a whole video on Bitcoin. And also shout out to the members of the channel. A member actually requested this video. But like I was saying, the short term doesn't really matter, because whatever Bitcoin does in the short term, everything else is going to do. But when it comes to XRP, the long term, 2026 is going to be a bad year for crypto in general. I've already explained it like hundreds of times. But what I'll say is this: if you look at a bunch of different stuff, like the 100 EMA, if you look at that, 200 SMA, whatever ones you want to look at, EMA, SMA, look at all those different indicators. When you look at that, and I'm not going to pull it up because I have a whole Bitcoin video that you watch, but when you look at that on Bitcoin, you see that Bitcoin is below it. And typically when it's below those levels, we typically see pullbacks, and they're pretty significant. It's pretty much the start of a bear market. It confirms the start of a bear market. And we've pretty much hit that. So I'm not going to pull that up on Bitcoin, because, we're talking about XRP. So what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to take this off my screen, even though I don't want to do it because I don't feel like doing it. I'm going to do it for the members. A big shout out to the members. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the 200-day SMA. And you can see we are below this thing, and we are far, far below it, right? And maybe the short term does matter, because, relief rallies and stuff like that. But look at what happened last time. And I know you can barely see it. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and turn it white for you. And then I'm going to turn the transparency up on it. And then I'm going to make it a thicker line. So now you can see it a lot better. So when you see the 200-day SMA, which is the simple moving average, as you can see, we see that when we broke down below it in 2021, we stayed below for a significant amount of time, right? All the way from November of 2021, right? Well, that was the end of November of 2021. So we'll just say from December 2021 all the way down here till we actually got above it, which is March of 2023. So pretty much a little over 2 years. A little over 2 years, it stayed below there, right? And if we were to do the same thing, I don't know if it'll be the 100% the same, but if it does the same thing, we're looking at sometime in 2027, right? If it does the exact same thing. Now, they rarely ever do the exact same thing, but if it does, 2027. Now, I think everything is going to be due for a relief rally soon. Watch my Bitcoin video again. This is significant support where we are right now. If you look right here, significant support everywhere. Very significant support here at $1.87, $1.85, whichever one floats your boat. But very significant. If we break this support, we are immediately going down to $1.58. If we go down to $1.58, I think we have a relief rally from there. Very significant point, right? $1.58 is very, very significant for XRP. If we do that, I think we have our relief rally. And the relief rally, I believe if we hit 158 and we come up here, the SMA is probably going to be around here. And we'll probably end up bouncing off of it, right? We'll probably end up bouncing off that 200-day SMA around like $2.35 and then getting rejected and then continuing the bear market, right? The bear market continues, and we see XRP dying down, flattening out. Maybe it doesn't go all the way down to 50 cents. Maybe it does, or maybe it stops around here. I don't know. It could go all the way down there though. But if I had to make a guess, I would say somewhere around here, around $1.09, $1.08, maybe a little bit below, around 82 cents. I don't think it'll go all the way down to 50. Well, I don't know if it'll go all the way down to 50. Let me say that. But yeah, the long term is going to be pretty bearish for right now. I think that we're entering the bear market territory for 2026. So again, if we hit $1.58, $1.57, I think we could have a relief rally up to like 240, 235, and then get rejected at that SMA and then continue down. And I guess I'll show Bitcoin because, you know, a member requested this video. So I got to do it for the members. Oh, wow, that looks messy. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. So yeah, we are pretty much below the 200-day SMA here. I have a theory here in Bitcoin that we're actually about to have a double bottom. And then I think we're going to recover to give or take 109K. And I think we're going to get rejected and we're going to dump at 109K. Something like that. If you come all the way back here and you look at the 200 SMA, last time it did this inside of Bitcoin, it usually gets rejected, continues down, bear market continues, and everyone's happy. Well, everyone's actually not happy. Everyone's pretty sad actually when that happens. But let's go back to XRP now. Now I'm back to XRP. Look what happened when XRP did that. Pulled back, relief rally, got rejected, continued downwards, stayed down the whole time. Well, went up and down, sideways, round and round, but ultimately down. So if we have the same relief rally, either we go up now, relief rally, boom, meet it right there, or we go down to $1.55 / $1.58, then boom, relief rally, and then continue down. So that's pretty much the basis of this. And then what also kind of confirms it, this is the SPY S&P 500. Seeing the same exact thing whenever it breaks down below the moving average, but it hasn't done it yet. But you can see here as it breaks down below this one, stays down for some time, it comes back up. So I think we'll come up here in January, and then relief rally in January, and then come down here, probably going below this area here, and then towards the end of the year coming back, and then boom. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. Let me know what you guys think about this. Shout out to the member of the channel that recommended this video. But yeah, a short-term relief rally could be coming soon. So I would say don't be too bearish right now yet, because you got to think we've been dumping in XRP since July. So if we've been dumping since July, I think XRP is ready to turn back up. My only thing is, does it turn back up now and then get rejected at the 200-day SMA? Or does it come down to $1.55 and then turn back up before getting rejected and going down? That's the main question. Do we do it now, or do we do it at $1.55? That's what you need to ask yourself, because I don't know. Nobody knows. But I'll say this. If you currently are, and this is directly to the member of the channel, because he's the one that asks, but if you're currently holding XRP and you're like, you just want to know, so then you know if you should sell now because it's about to dump, or if you should wait, I would say wait. If you're currently holding, wait for that relief rally, because even if we dump down to here and then it comes up, oh, you're good, and then you can just sell here, right? But if you haven't bought yet, I would say give it a little bit of time, because if we do one more push downwards to $1.58, now you got a better price. So let's say you had $1,000, maybe put $100 in at $1.88, let it drop down to $1.55, halfway down at $1.75, maybe like 200, and then put the rest in at $1.58, and then let it do that. But the problem is with that, if it breaks $1.58, remember that gap that I told you about. If it breaks $1.58, it's almost immediately going down to $1.09 and possibly down to 87 cents. So almost immediately down to $1.09 for 50 something cents, from $1.50 something cents. So look, be very careful. If you don't already own XRP, I wouldn't worry about anything. Like, I really wouldn't be looking at buying any crypto to the end of next year, even though we're about to have a relief rally. That's just how I am. I'm not going to take a necessary risk. I like buying things when they're either overbought or oversold. And it's kind of almost oversold a little bit. So yeah, I mean, but still. But yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. Shout out to you guys. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Shout out to the members of the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, as always, I'll be back with another video.